Hey, y'all. It's your girl Nikki Live here, coming to do my review of EPIX Godfather of Harlem series, season 1, episode 1, entitled By Whatever Means Necessary. Now, before I even get into the review, I'm gonna need for y'all to come in, commenting, liking, and subscribing to the channel. Now, with all that being said, let me jump right into the review. This is a pretty good episode. It's a pretty good series thus far, just from the first episode. Now, keep in mind, The Godfather of Harlem is a prequel to American Gangster. Just to give you a little background, the character Frank Lucas, who is a real person, used to run with Bumpy Johnson, who this series is based upon. The Godfather of Harlem is based upon, which is also another real gangster. So, it starts off in 1963 when he's being released from Alcatraz. And so he's already done like 10, 11 years in prison. So he's coming home with his first day out. Boom. Bumping his wife, around through Harlem. She giving him the rundown, telling him, hey, a lot of shit has changed since you've been gone. Blah, 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 right? So he gets to his house and they're having a get together for him, whatever case may be. And I'm like, damn, they coming to this nigga with problems already. The nigga ain't even been out the motherfucking damn jail cell 15 motherfucking minutes. And this shit get popping from the gates from the first 5 minutes. So boom. So boom. He come in, like I said, to the party, whatever case may be. He getting greeted by people and by problems. So during the time he was gone, locked up, the mob took over his spot in Harlem. So basically, he coming into his territory now being ran not by his people no more, but by the mob, right? So boom. So it was like a robbery that went down in a local nightclub that everybody frequent in Harlem, and so kind of find out it was done by one of the Italian dudes trying to send him a signal, trying to be like, let Bumpy Johnson know, hey nigga, stay in your place, nigga. Just because you out don't mean shit about to go back to where it was, alright? So keep in mind, like I said, he been locked up for 10, 11 years. So a lot of shit can change within those 10, 11 years, and a lot has changed. So basically, he going up against the mob to get his territory back, right? So what ended up happening was he ends up going to the mob spot, somewhat threatening the motherfuckers like, look, I want my motherfucking shares, and everything gonna go back to what it was. I want my cut from everything from, I think he said like 130th Street on down. So the dude who's in charge, the mob dude, I can't think of their name right now. The mob dude telling Bumpy, nah nigga, stay in the motherfucking place. It ain't going back the way it was. So basically, he did that shit because he knew the mob dude who used to be a driver for the boss was gonna go to the bosses to get permission to kill Bumpy. But see, Bumpy knew he was going to end up being protected because he ended up going to jail on account of the mob fuck up, right? And he didn't snitch on them. So basically, when the Italian dude went to the mob, went to the bosses. All five head of bosses said, "Nah, bro, you ain't got permission to touch the touch Bumpy." And it goes and he goes into telling him that, hey, he took a rap for us basically, even though it was our fuck up, and he didn't say shit. So based upon that, he's protected. So okay, cool. He's mad about that. He got a little cousin who coming from Detroit. He really don't like that shit either. He all mad. He thinking, oh, this nigga right here about to get he get out of pocket. Okay, so boom. So next thing we know is the little jealous ass hot ass cousin, the mob cousin. He go put a hit out on Bumpy through the means of this dark skinned ass Puerto Rican nigga, right? So when he pays him some money to put a hit out on him, that didn't go down, right? So they end up torturing that nigga, and it comes out that he was a dude put the hit out on him, right? So let me go back a little bit. Let me go back. So before the hit came out on him, right? him and Malcolm X meet up, right? And so the dude they got playing Malcolm looked like this nigga and talk like Malcolm. So I'm like, damn, this some good casting, right? So Malcolm talking to him like, hey, brother, your mind, this, go ahead and get on the Islam train, blah, blah, blah. But bumping him, even though they had different ideologies, Malcolm ain't condemning him or, trying to judge him with a case may be. His only thing is, my nigga, if you gonna do your thing, my nigga, just separate for these motherfucking Italians, right? So that was Malcolm's position. He was like, yo, if you gonna do this shit, my nigga, do it on your own. Do it for self, right? Excuse me. So basically, Malcolm and Bumpy come to an alliance, right? That they're gonna shut down the Italian dude's spot in the projects, right? So Malcolm thinking, okay, so we're gonna shut down the projects, shut down the drugs and get all this shit cleaned up. But Bumpy he did this shit for his own alternative reasons. He wanted to shut it down because he knew that the mob was gonna come, and he told the motherfuckers, if you don't give me my motherfucking share of the motherfucking pie, I'ma shut all your shit down every fucking day. I'm gonna shut this shit down. Your other spot, and your other spot. Nigga, you gonna play ball, right? So boom. So Malcolm and Bumpy kind of had like a little friction, but they ended up getting back together at the end of the show. In the episode. So his wife Mammy has a girlfriend, right? So she comes to the house to talk to Bumpy about problem with her son. So the son, Teddy, I believe his name is Teddy, he's a musician. So she's coming to him, telling him that, hey, he has a problem. He thinking it's dope. So cut her find out. She said, nah, he don't do dope. It's a white girl he fucked up with. So he laughing because the shit kind of funny. But cut her find out, Teddy fucking with a white girl who's an Italian. Is an Italian chick. She's the daughter of the dude who he going up against, who running Harlem right now, right? So basically what ended up happening is he locates Teddy and the white girl, right? He sends Teddy off down south. He telling Teddy dumbass, nigga, you think for one moment her daddy won't fucking kill you for sleeping with his daughter? Nigga, you going down south in the conversation, right? So what ended up happening is he gets word out to the Italian dude. I promise you next review I'm gonna have the dude's name down. He gets a word out to the Italian dude that, hey, I got your daughter. Nigga, you gonna play ball for real. I got your daughter, right? So what ends up happening is he basically keeps the daughter for ransom. And he ends up bending to Bumpy's will. So what ends up happening is Bumpy ends up getting Harlem back. So what happened was he ended up giving him not only the profits but all of Harlem, all his old territory back. So that's how that shit went down this whole episode. And then, before I forget, so throughout the episode, it was this one junkie girl who was like strung out on heroin, because that's the product that they selling throughout the street in Harlem is heroin. She's strung out, and he kept looking at her. You know what I'm saying? He gave her some money, whatever that case may be. So kind of find out at the end of the episode, this happens to be his oldest daughter, and she's strung out. So the episode goes off with Bumpy giving his daughter to Malcolm and the end of to the nation to get her cleaned up, because the nation was was getting everybody, trying to get people clean off the drugs, and they had like a oh my god, what that shit's called, like an internal rehab at their mosque. So he ended up sending his daughter with Malcolm and them to get her clean, right? Oh, before I forget, also we got introduced to Adam Clayton Powell Jr., who is also a real person. He used to be a congressperson, right? So basically, he goes to Bumpy, telling Bumpy, "Hey, I would like for you to go talk to the Italians about getting me on the oh my god, I can't think right now, about getting me on the ballot for the upcoming elections, right?" And so he tells Bumpy that, if you help me do this right here, hey, I can look out for you, you know what I'm saying, if something come down through the federal, through federal jurisdiction, I can help you out with that. So basically, he ended up talking to the boss on his behalf, get him on the ballot, and in return, Adam Clayton Powell Jr. had to let Malcolm X speak in his church. So basically, that's all that happened in this episode. But I will say this right here: this episode starting off good as fuck. It popped off the first 5 fucking minutes of the episode. And I will say this is some good writing, and I love how it's depicting real people who have lived on this earth. You feel what I'm saying? So I recommend this series to people who can we start watching this while we're not watching Power. Anyway, I don't want to make this video too motherfucking long. I'm finna try to go watch the second episode. Y'all comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know. And if I missed anything from the first episode, let nigga know. And I'll come back and rap with y'all a little later. Drop it down below. Let me know how y'all feel. Anyway, I'm finna get up off of here. Peace, 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 peace. Hey, hey.